morning and welcome to another Fast Tracks webinar. Today I'll be your host. My name is Colin Jorgensen. I'm a new media designer here at Fast Tracks, and today we're going to be going over digital signage, mass assign, and cool things you can do with advertisements, signs, and AdPro. Our AdPro master, Steve, is going to be running us through it. I'll be doing the narration, so let's dive right into it. So we're in the admin dashboard on Fast Tracks, and we're going to just click Signage, which is the first selection you can make in that left toolbar, and we're going to go down to Advertisements. Alright, so you can see there's a bunch of advertisements there that are already built. We're going to go to Add New, and now we're going to start to create an advertisement from scratch here. You can see the different sizes you can upload images at. These are predetermined fixed sizes that are going to directly relate to the screen you're going to be playing your media on. See, when you're creating an advertisement, it'll say no image selected, and that's when you click that little folder in the bottom left that is saying, like, check your files, find it in your files. So we're starting with a 1920 by 1080, which is like a standard screen size in a horizontal landscape format. So there it is. There's the file we've already designed. This is Buds for You Happy Hour. So that's a 1920 by 1080 file. So that would be going on a horizontal screen. Now we're going to launch one for the 1080 to 1920 size, which is a vertical display, a portrait style display. So we're pulling from a file. You can pull directly from AdPro for files that you've designed that are the right dimensions, or you can create it in Photoshop to the dimensions that you know your monitor is going to be displaying at. Now we're going to load a 768 by 1080. So this is this is another portrait size, but it's a smaller screen. And you want to make sure that the files that you're uploading are the same exact pixel dimensions as the screen you're going to be putting the ad on. So we've got all three of our advertisements lined up. So now that we've got the images that we want, we're going to name the file Happy Hour Buds. So we remember, it's a friendly name, so we know that when we're looking for that Happy Hour Buds advertisement that we created, it's right under Happy Hour Buds. So now that it's named, we're going to check and make sure that we've got them all for the sizes that we want for the displays that we have somewhere else. Like we've got these displays somewhere in a store, and we're going to link these to the displays. So we're going to save up now that we've got it named and we've got the sizes for the different monitors that we need. And you'll see it scrolls when it saves. Does that little cool animation in the upper right corner. That's how you know it's saving, and we're all saved up. Alright, so it gives you an option to edit the advertisement. We've got the advertisement finished. We're set. We're going back in advertisements and we click Add New again. Now we're going to create an advertisement. We're going to name it. This time we're going to call it Party Drinks. Another 1920 by 1080, and we're going to find the Loyal and Save Beer Party. And we're going to save up. Alright, so now we have the Party Drinks, and we've got the Happy Time Buds, or Happy Hour Buds, what do we call it? So now we're going to go from the ads to the displays. Under Signage, we're going into Displays. So now we're going to learn a little bit about how to link with displays. So we're going to go to Add New, and we're going to name our display. So we're basically connecting a actual display unit with the drinks that we're going to be, or the ads we're going to be feeding to it. So let's call this first display Happy Hour Beers. And we're going to make sure that we're in the right time zone. And we're going to save it up. So everything's going to be pushed to these displays depending on what time that we set them up to push. So we got to make sure that whatever time zone your display is going to be living in, that it's going to be syncing up right. So now that we've saved, go to content, and now we have under menu tools, we can choose the layout. So now we can choose the layout for how we're going to lay out the ads on this display. So we have a bunch of different options here. As you see, like AdPro full screen, AdPro, a bunch of different types, a bunch of different layouts. So we're going to choose these are the landscape layouts we're looking through. There's also portrait style layouts. So when you find a layout that you want, you switch to that specific layout. And now it gives you the option to choose a design, a 1920 by 1080 design in this specific layout that we're in now. So it'll pop us up to the designs that we already have, stuff that our personal designs. So let's search through and find a design the design that goes with this ad. There it is. So we're creating board 1. So if you think of them as like chalkboards that are going to change, but they're not chalk, they're digital boards. This is board 1, and obviously you're going to be creating multiple boards because you don't want to, unless you want a static image, which you can have, but we're going to talk about making multiple. So under menu tools, you'll see board 1, and then just to the right of that it says add plus, and you're going to add another board by copying board 1. So now you have a second board. That's board 2. And you can choose a different layout, or you can use the same layout. We're going to choose a different layout, so we're switching the layouts to a different version, which has a sort of a split screen, a 768 by 1080 on the left, and 1145 by 1080 on the right. So you can make one of these screens static and make one of them animate, or there's a lot of options. So let's throw the lunch menu up there, because if we're breaking our menu board up by day part, we can schedule it to switch to lunch at a certain time. So let's open the scheduler, and now you'll see the schedule tools pop up, and this is our slideshow schedule, our slideshow scheduler. And now we can show how long you want each board to display for. So we're going to say 10 seconds for each board. You place it on the calendar, and you can basically start it off at any time you want and have it run till any time you want. And now you can schedule 2 years in advance if you want. You can have a menu running for 2 solid years or more. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to go that far, but you could. Now we're placing promotion 2, and we're making that run. We're setting that schedule and saving it up. So each of these menus will display for 10 seconds. See, and then it'll flip over to the other one after 10 seconds. So the lunch menu is static because people who are coming in for lunch want to see what the main things on the board are, and then you have your ads cycling through on the left. It's a good way to break up a display. Have some kind of animation going where it'll draw people's eye, and this whole menu board can switch depending on day part. So if lunch is over and you're switching into dinner, you can set it up so it'll switch into dinner at a certain exact time. So as you can see, just scheduling out that left side, we've got the ability to make it every 10 seconds. It'll swap between Hoffman bring in the meat to enjoy a free biscuit, a crispy crunchy chicken. It's going back and forth between bring in the meat and the chicken. And make sure after you make any changes like this to save. Great, so we're all saved up on that. So now we're going to get into scheduling day part. Daypart gives you the option of scheduling a specific time that a promotion can run, and you can make it run the same time every week. You can make it run every day of the week except for a few days. The ball is totally in your court as far as when you want any promotion or board to run and the duration of how long you want it to run. So we're going to add another board, we can copy from any of the boards that we've already built. And we're going to choose a new design. Going back to the designs that we already have built, either in AdPro or Photoshop. Make sure when you're building your designs to make them to fit the exact format that you want to upload them at. So we're going to throw that beer party ad in here. And now we're going to look at the day part. So in the upper right, you're going to see that little button that says day part. You click on the day part and we're going to be able to schedule exactly what day of the week and what time this ad will display. Or these specials only run from a certain day part on a certain day of the week. So we're throwing it onto, this is after happy hour. It's the Friday night beer party. This promotion's running from 8 to 11 p.m. So we throw it on there, stretch it across 8 to 11, and see now it says copy to days. So you can select all the days and just make it. Let's say we want to promote this Friday night beer party. You can click all days and then just start subtracting the days you don't want. So we're going to subtract Saturday and Sunday. So now that we've created it, let's copy it so this Friday night beer party ad will run every weekday for 10 seconds in every rotation from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m., promoting the heck out of this Friday night beer special. We created it on a Monday and now we're making it Monday through Friday, and now it's been copied to all the days. So every day, every weekday, Monday through Friday, it's going to run on your display from that day part. So it's been copied to all the days. So now you can see that if you click on each individual day of the week, there it is. It's sitting there. Now it's been copied to all the different day parts from 8 to 11, and it's not there on the weekends. So check it out. It's not there on the weekends. Let's say that we just want it on Friday. So we can go back into the individual days and delete one at a time. Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, and now it's just Friday. The promotions, the big push is over, and now we just want it running every Friday when the actual beer party is going on. And save it up, and now we've just got it running on the one day part, on the one day of the week that it's happening. So you could schedule that out to run every Friday from that exact hour to the other exact hour from now until 3 years from now, 2-3 years from now. You could have that running for as long as you like. We usually don't think about scheduling more than 2 years in advance, but you can totally do it. So now we're going back to our 3 main boards that we have. We're going to make sure it's all saved up. And now we're going to talk about assigning these to a media device. So we don't have the same ads running on every device. You probably have displays in different parts of your store, and you're highlighting different things that are near those displays. So you don't want to have the same exact ads on all of the displays, because some of them just wouldn't make sense. You only get a limited time of customers standing around that certain sign, so you want to make sure that you're targeting the products that are around them. So let's talk about assigning advertisements to a media device. So we're in Signage, we're going back, menu bar here, and we're going to go to devices. Now we're going to scroll down to media players. Your media players will be named differently depending on where they are in your store, or what store number you have them in, or what location you have them in. So try to come up with a friendly name so they're easy to remember, like say Poughkeepsie Branch Register, Poughkeepsie Branch Candy Aisle, that sort of thing. So it's very easy to remember, very friendly, easy to remember name. You're the only one who's going to be seeing this, so you want to be able to link that device to where it actually is in space and time. It also helps if you remember that, like, if it's in the candy aisle and you're calling it the candy aisle monitor, that's the kind of ad you're wanting to push to it. So we go up to devices and pull it down to media players, because those are the players that are going to be playing our media. Basically another word for a monitor that has a connection to, like, an Android connected monitor. So these marketing TVs are 4 displays that we have in our office that we test on. Yours will obviously be named completely different things. And now we're going to editing. We're editing the media player. So choose one of the media players, one of the displays that you have somewhere, and it'll show you your details for where exactly that display is. This one is Corporate 101 Marketing. All right, we're going to the media player that we're going to build this on, and we're going to be able to pair whatever ad we create with a display out in the real world. So choosing our display, the current account displays, we're pulling that This Bud's For You ad that we just made. We've got the device name. We're selecting the display. We've got it all set up. Paired locations, and see what branch that we're going to make sure that this ad will be sure to run in. I'm going to find out what branch of what company or what location, destination, where exactly this device is that we're going to be pushing this content to. So you see all of our different locations there. We're just for now going to be putting it on a staging testing site rather than throwing it into one of our stores. That's the location of the device that's going to be accepting this ad and running it. So once you figured out what display name you're going to be throwing it to, you save it up. Now we're going to talk about Mass Assign. So Mass Assign is a great tool, but it should be used very sparingly, because basically it'll throw an ad into every display that you have, or multiple displays depending on how you want to set it up. So you can set it up for, if you have 100 stores with 10 displays in each store, you can just hit Mass Assign, throw an ad out there, and it's gonna be playing on every monitor. It'll play, depending on how many boards you have lined up, it'll just throw that ad into the last board slot. It'll create a new slot and it'll play last, and the whole board will loop, and now your ad will be part of that loop on every display. So people sometimes go a little nuts with it because they're just like, I want to make sure that this ad gets everywhere. But then it's running in places that it's either inappropriate, or if a place has multiple monitors next to each other and the ad starts running on 2 monitors at once, it doesn't look so great when you have the same ad running on multiple screens at once. Let's see how Mass Assign works. We've learned how to assign to a specific media device. Let's see how we can Mass Assign to all or many media devices at once. So we're clicking into Mass Assign, and now you see a series of promotions here, all lined up, and they're all going to run until sometime in May. So it says select location, and we're just gonna throw this to our staging site. And it looks like promotion 7 is open, and now we're setting a schedule for it. We're gonna go down and grab an ad for meat. This is an ad for meat, for hot dogs, but it says meat really big. We're going to pull this down into promotion slot 7. We're going to create a slot 8 and schedule a time for that as well. And this time we're going to pull a video. You can pull video right from your desktop, or you can pull it from YouTube or Vimeo. I think it rips a copy of it and creates a thumbnail and everything for you, and it can. And the nice thing is the video doesn't have to be the right size. Like, ads have to be the right size for the display, but a video will resize, and you can run it with sound. So it's depending on how you want your displays to run. You can run full sound on these videos. So for promotion 8, we've got a video here, the gourmet burger video. Now we're going to assign the locations where it's going to be assigned. So we're specifying the locations. And it says, do you want to set specific locations? And now you can just pop it open and select where exactly you want this video to be pushed and where you want it to be displayed. So you can click any number of displays that you have. This promotion, right now for this demo, we're just going to click 1, but you can click all of them. You can click 10 of them. You can click as many as you want. When you've got the location selected, you press that little green arrow in the middle and it transfers the items over to your selected list. And make sure you press apply. And now you've got the name of where it's going to be mass assigned to. Assign everywhere is one of the options. Specific locations. So you can either assign everywhere or click on specific locations and pick the exact displays that you want it to launch into. So we're going to go again, specific locations. You can filter the locations. We're filtering just to the corporate offices here. Push it over and apply. So now those two are ready to go, and they would be running. You save it up, and now those two ads would be running and being part of the schedule no matter what the schedule is. And you can, if you notice the little lock on the edge of these ads, that means it's locked in place and uneditable. You can change the permissions on these so only certain people could unlock them and mess with that content. So if corporate management has a promotion that has to go to every store, you can mass assign them, lock it so people at the managerial and clerk level can't alter that. It's going to be playing in their rotation no matter what. If a specific store is allowed to schedule their day parts, they can do that, but that ad will still run no matter what happens because you've set it up that way. Can't be altered by people without permission. So now when you go into the happy hour beers ad that we created and you're looking at the edit display portion, you can see the media player that it's paired to is the one that we paired it to, Corporate 101 Marketing TV 1. And it shows the location, which is 101 Corporate Staging Testing. It tells you when the settings were last changed. It tells you what time zone we're in, the name of the display. And if you were to pair it to other devices, if you were to mass assign it to other devices, it would be listed there underneath the paired devices. So now we're going to click into board 2. Board 3. This entire menu is now one basic chunk that can be mass assigned to whatever store or whatever location or whatever display. Not just one image, but the entire chunk. So I hope you learned a lot today. We went over uploading different advertisements, pairing advertisements to different displays, throwing advertisements into different layouts, creating menu boards, scheduling day parts, scheduling times of promotions from 1 week, 1 day, or 2 years in advance. We learned about assigning promotions to a media device and mass assigning promotions to every device or just some. So I hope you learned a lot today and we had a good time. Thank you so much, Steve, for walking us through this. Be sure to check out new webinars every Friday at 10 a.m. under Lifeline. Scroll halfway down the page, click on webinars, see and register for new webinars. I'm Colin Jorgensen. Have a great week and have fun creating your own displays for your business.